What's going on, everybody? You're tuned into Fantasy Couch Podcast, aka CouchCast. I'm your host, Hussein the Brain. We're doing a little Super Bowl 53 special podcast. We wanted to kick this one off before the big game. I'm here with Mike Mattal. What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? I'm really happy to be back on the podcast. I really actually missed this, man. So I'm happy that we get to, sync up once again before the big game and kind of share our thoughts with the fans. It's really good to be back.
We actually do have a few people joining in. What's up, Air 2, Jordan, Alberto, non-hype
Yeah.
beast, Aaron. So we're just,
Nice beast. I love it.
he's got to be in here. So yeah, by the way, guys, if you listen to this on the podcast, we are live. We do this live all the time. So all you got to do to subscribe and check us out live is go to YouTube and search Fantasy Couch Podcast. You'll see that orange couch. Boom, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you won't miss any future videos. So we're just having a kind of heated discussion about Kyle Murray. I just want to jump into it since we're already talking about that before I hit the live button. So you're saying his height doesn't matter?
I'm saying it doesn't matter. Okay, we all know that Doug Flutie was a college legend at Boston College, and he was an amazing starting quarterback in the NFL when he was on the Chargers. I mean, these type of players are once in a lifetime talent. Like Kyler Murray could be the first potential athlete to go in the first round in NFL and Major League Baseball. I think he's going to become a quarterback. He's going to get drafted in the first round, potentially first overall by the Arizona Cardinals. And I think his talent is just that good. Like I know that you have concerns about him seeing over the line, but I mean, he must be able to see over the line if he did it and won a Heisman. You know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
that much different in college. And actually, the rules are tailored to him more in the NFL. You know, you can't really touch a quarterback like that. He's probably the fastest quarterback in the NFL if you put him, if he's starting next year, I would say. So the talent's there. The size might not be the best, but look at the success of Russell Wilson, of Drew Brees. Like size really doesn't matter when you have the talent. That's all I'll say.
So what I heard about Kyle Murray being a second or third rounder pick, and then I heard him being 5'9", and I googled. Now he's rising up. His stock is rising up. He could go as early as number one overall. It would not be a shocker. Just like in the Facebook group when people were asking me about Baker Mayfield, I'm like, I think he's going number one overall. People thought I was like, are you joking? And he went number one overall, and it was somehow ended up being a worthy pick by the Browns, which I think was an even bigger shock because they usually make mistakes. But now you're telling me, you're like, Google his height. I Googled it, and you're saying he's more like 5'8".
I'll say 5'8.5", but I've heard many like analysts and people that actually have seen him up close and stood next to him. They say he's more like 5'8" than 5'11".
Yeah,
Closer to
and
5'8".
so when I did Google it, his official height on Google says 5'11", but then other measurements say 5'10", 5'9", and then when I saw that he's 5'9", that did worry me. I had to also I just Googled Doug Flutie's height. I remember he was small, but it says he's 5'9", 5'10".
He's
So
not 5'10",
he looks
bro.
he looks
Doug
he
Flutie's
looks
not 5'10",
tiny.
man. Google is not accurate all the time. Like that's like their best case scenario height. But if you looked at like
5'10",
combine measurements,
5'10".
look at a combine measurement without shoes. Like that's the true height. But it doesn't matter. Like my point is, it doesn't matter. Like everyone thought that if Russell Wilson was 6'4", he would have been a top 10 pick. But he went in the third round by the Seahawks. But look what happened. Like you can't teach what Russell Wilson has. Drew Brees is 6 feet tall. Look at him. He leads the league in passing yards, in a career. Baker Mayfield is 6 feet tall. Michael Vick was 6 feet tall. It doesn't really matter. Like if you can play the game and you're cerebral and you know where to deliver the ball and you don't get hit, why does it matter?
I don't know. So Cardinals got the first pick. You think he's going number one overall? I think that's the big
I say there's a
question.
chance only because their new head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, who comes from Texas Tech, the air raid offense where he had Patrick Mahomes on his team. He coached him. He knows the type of quarterback that is ideal for his system, which is a highly, a lot of passing, a lot of vertical routes, quarterbacks running around and throwing on. So he knows what a person like Kyler Murray can give in his offense. Like, it's a perfect fit, basically. He has currently Josh Rosen. Now, Josh Rosen has 1 year under his belt, but, I mean, we can all agree that it didn't, it wasn't impressive. They can easily move on, and he can just say, hey, Josh Rosen's up for grabs. I'm the new coach. I want to move in a different direction, and no one would blame him. He has an easy, escape route from this Josh Rosen draft pick, even though it was a high pick. So just because Josh Rosen's already there in place, I don't think that necessarily, means that he's their guy moving forward now that Kingsbury's the coach.
So you think Nick Bosa is going to fall to our 49ers number 2, which would be the absolute dream pick?
I do think so. I just think that something's going to happen at the top where they're going to go for a different position than a D line. I wouldn't be excited drafting an edge rusher number 1 overall. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going number 1, you might as well draft a quarterback. So,
that's your whole. It's not like just your whole team will go in a different direction with a draft pick like Kyle Murray. It would be just. I was just about to say the completely different offense, but it'd be a completely different team. It wouldn't be just like the Seahawks with Russell Wilson now. Like, imagine them with doing what they've been doing, having a crappy quarterback, having a game manager all these years. So it would just completely change everything. The plays would be different. The energy would be different. Kind of like going from Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson or something.
Exactly. That's a great
completely and just 180. And then that would be awesome. I think. What do you think? The Niners getting Nick Bosa, you think that puts him up in the super elite defensive line? It would be possibly the best D line in the league with Nick Bosa.
Yeah, I do. I think that. I mean, we have Pro Bowl talent already on our defensive line in DeForest Buckner. Now, if Solomon Thomas can live up to, even what we all thought he would be as a top 3 pick, then we really have something.
All the Niners need is edge. They need edge rushers, and Nick Bosa is the best.
But they have multiple options too. Even if we didn't get Nick Bosa, there's several other options. Josh Allen. There's great players from Alabama. So even if we didn't get him, it wouldn't be in the world.
It says Kentucky here, Josh Allen. But Josh Allen was...
Yeah, Josh Allen's from Kentucky.
Considered, he's considered to go, could be top 2. Some even say they consider him possibly 1. I mean, I don't see him going ahead of
Rashawn Gary from Michigan, if we got him, he's an absolute stud, coached by Harbaugh. So I'm sure that, Harbaugh is going to give us some intel on Rashawn Gary. So we can't really mess this up if we're going for defensive lineman in the draft. We'll definitely get one of those. So that's not a big deal.
Lisa's in the building. She says, yo, Couch and Mike. She says, what's up? She says, quarterback is paramount. So are you on this Kyle Murray hype? We weren't even going to talk about the draft. I actually specifically told Mike I don't want to talk about the draft. But then we started talking about Kyle Murray. I'm like, all right, this is a big topic here. And then, are you really into Kyle Murray because you're diminutive as well, Mike? I learned that word from you.
Me?
Is it because you're short? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just know, it kind of is because I know, just because I'm small, that it doesn't mean I can't play well. You know
play
what I mean?
bad.
I was a big Iverson fan as well. He's small. It doesn't matter if you have the talent and you have the competitive drive. But most importantly, the talent, first and foremost, then you can succeed. Look at the players who did the Broncos draft not too long ago with their first round pick. It looks like Drew, the quarterback from Memphis. Paxton Lynch. Okay, is a great example. Paxton Lynch had all the ideal measurements for a quarterback.
And Osweiler before that, I guess.
Huge arm. Yeah, Osweiler before him. But look, what happened to them? They can't play in the NFL. They have all the tools, all the, on paper, they pass the eye test, but they don't have the talent. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. You know what I mean? If you can play the game and you're an elite athlete, you'll rise to the top and you'll be successful. So that's the only reason. And John Gruden feels the same way. John Gruden was on record last week saying he would draft Kyler Murray with his first round pick. And that's something to look at, too, with Derek Carr, maybe on the way out, is that John Gruden said, I used to have all these, I used to think a quarterback had to be this tall.
I saw them, yeah.
Yeah,
I
but he's
saw
like,
that.
but
Yeah.
then I face Drew Brees twice a year. I faced Russell Wilson, and so he knows like that doesn't matter anymore. Like the measurements don't matter. It's what's inside, the heart, the intelligence, the courage. Like those are the intangible things that matter in the game of football at the quarterback position.
So as far as him going number 1 or number 4, all it takes is a coach being like, yeah,
One
I
coach
know
to
how to
believe.
use
That's
him.
it.
So,
Yeah,
and Cardinals coach went on record saying that
says
the
that on
Jets
record.
won't take him. They have Darnold. The Niners
Well,
won't take
obviously
him.
not.
But you got the
Raiders
Raiders here
could.
at number 4 with Gruden.
Raiders could. You know how many tickets they sell if they have Kyler Murray going into Vegas? Like, they're
Yeah.
going to sell a lot. For sure. Who wouldn't want to see a Heisman winner, a 5'8" Heisman winner just falling, like slanging? Like, that would be worth the price of admission right there.
Oh, we know who Spud Webb is. Head on backwards.
Exactly.
We know who Muggsy Bogues is.
We know.
And
Iverson's the biggest one.
Yeah, Iverson. Playing the number 2 even. He played number 2. He
Yeah,
played
he wasn't even a
shooting
point
guard.
guard.
Yeah.
Like, he was going against the Kobe's of the world. Like, you know what I mean? Night in and night out.
Played
And
against
he weighed
Jordan.
less than 200 pounds. Yeah, like, he was probably more like 5'10".
All right,
But
that concludes our 2019 NFL draft segment. But we'll talk more about the draft later. We'll do mock drafts and stuff. I wanted to talk about the big game. Tom Brady, is he the GOAT? Just straight up, simple question.
if you're asking me, I mean, that's obvious, yes.
Well, but Joe
know,
Montana, you could put him above Joe Montana.
Yeah, you have to, I think. I just think that he's been there. This is his 9th Super Bowl. I mean, come on.
Wait, 9th? I thought it was his 7th.
No, 9th that he's been to.
Serious?
Pretty sure. Yeah, I heard that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it's his 8th.
I heard 9.
9 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm about to look this up. Tom, man. So the thing that I would say,
the point is he's been successful for like longer than anyone, like 2 decades, let's say. So I mean, he hasn't won every Super Bowl like Joe Montana, but I don't know, like the longevity factor, the fact that he took the job from what was his name? Drew, the old quarterback for the Pats.
Bledsoe. Oh, it is his 9th. He's won 5. He's won 5. We know he's lost 3. Yeah. And then this will be his 9th. Oh my! That sounds unreal.
Like, that makes you the GOAT, bro.
It's unreal. That's like telling me someone scored 100 points in a football game. It's like not even real. It was amazing
to me when I heard it. I was like, this
9. Yeah.
And then I looked at it. I was like, what? Yeah.
So whether he loses or wins is not going to matter to me as far as his legacy because it's been so insane. And all his losses have come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he's barely lost. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this guy came to the Super Bowl and choked. Like, it was like...
Could have had 9 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, he came really close. Yeah. And then the comeback was a comeback we'll probably never see against our homie Taylor Gabriel and the Falcons.
That was incredible. Like, that cemented it right there. Like, if you didn't think he was the GOAT before that game, he was definitely the GOAT after that game.
Yeah, he put the team on his back and was like, we're going to win this thing. That was just incredible comeback. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I love Joe Montana. I always regarded him as the GOAT. Steve Young's my favorite player of all time. But now that I know this, Tom Brady has 9 Super Bowls. And for some reason, I thought 7, but now I'm counting it. I'm like, oh, my God, it is 9. That's insane.
The best part is he's from the Bay, so he's one of us. Like, he grew up here.
He's from the Bay.
San Mateo.
He grew up he loved Joe Montana. He loved the Niners. Yeah.
It was our fault. We drafted Gio Carmazzi over Tom Brady. Like,
who the heck is that?
Exactly. He was the first-round pick that the Niners chose that year that Tom Brady was drafted out of some small college, but he ended up becoming a goat farmer after.
So he's a goat too.
He's a goat farmer. Yeah, he's a goat.
Oh my God!
We drafted a goat instead of drafting the goat. We drafted a goat farmer.
Oh man!
So that shows what happens. And we could have drafted Aaron Rodgers, but we drafted Alex Smith. I mean, There's a lot of the Niners can only blame themselves for what.
That was the biggest one. That's the one I really remember.
Yeah, that was a huge
and
one.
I was like, Aaron Rodgers, we went to Cal, right here.
Yeah, like how can you mess this up? It's pretty hard.
Me and you have probably took several trips to Berkeley. Everyone goes to Berkeley in the Bay. I went to Berkeley so many times. I used to go there like at least once a month, and I'm like, all right, he's right here. He's a Chico boy, Northern California. He's the best.
What else? He wants to play here.
He's the best. I thought he was the best quarterback in college too.
He was the best quarterback. It was an easy pick.
And then they said Aaron Rodgers wore sunglasses and looked cocky. That was it. So let's go with Alex Smith.
Really? Come on.
In the Facebook group.
I feel bad for Alex Smith.
He's a good guy, but I mean, this isn't about the good guy though. It's not a good guy battle.
It's about greatness.
Yeah, it's about winning. Yeah. So in the Facebook group, they're asking me, "What do you guys think about Geis and the rest of Washington since Alex Smith might be?" I'm like, dude, Alex Smith was garbage. Alex Smith was not a top 25 quarterback last year.
No, he was horrible, and everyone else on that offense was horrible except for the running back.
Yeah, it was.
Chris Thompson was horrible.
Yeah, AP did all the work.
AP did all the work.
Who knew Jordan Reed would stay healthy for most of the year and have a horrible year? That was never. No one thought the concern would be that he would suck if he was healthy.
Just don't draft Jordan Reed anymore, everyone. Like, just don't. There's no point. It's stupid.
I didn't, but I put it like this: if somebody came and told you, "Look, I know the future. Jordan Reed's gonna play at least 14 games," you'll be like, "All right, I'll draft him in round 9, round 10, sure."
Later, much later. Sure. Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, that was the only worry, was that he was gonna get hurt, and he didn't really get hurt till later. But he sucked. My point is, Alex Smith sucked. That's why Jordan Reed sucked. It wasn't the injuries. And
I'm just saying, I've been a Jordan Reed owner, drafter, and he's never paid off ever.
Yeah.
He's only hurt me.
He only had that one miracle year, and that was the year no one drafted. They drafted him around 14, so that was.
Just don't draft him, guys. I'm just gonna be that guy and say don't draft him.
Okay, Super Bowl 53 predictions. Here's the lines, guys. Over under 56.5. Let's just say 57. I like 57. Over under 57. Patriots favored to win by 2.5. Who do you think's gonna win?
Whoa! I honestly, you want me to tell you the truth?
No, lie to the people.
I'm gonna say the Rams are gonna win, upset.
By how?
And
by
the reason
close
why
game
I say
or?
that, it's gonna be a close game, but I think the Rams pull it out like they did against the Saints, because I don't know. I just think it's time. It's like the changing of the guard. The Rams played the Patriots in Tom Brady's first Super Bowl and won, and it's kind of come full circle, at this time. And I just think it's time that the Patriots dynasty. I mean, they were bad the whole year, right? They got lucky to get to the Super Bowl again, and they're here without Josh Gordon, which is amazing right there. I don't know. I just think this is like a game where it's like symbolizes like the Pats are done. It's the Rams year now. It's the Rams, league, the type of coach where it's a young coach, a young team, in a big market, and with a young quarterback and superstar running back and a great defense. Like, I just think it's time for the Patriots dynasty to end, and it will end right here in this.
What about one factor though? Goff isn't really the GOAT. Goff isn't really the guy who puts his team on his back and just, plays against it, does well against adversity and just crushes it. He's good, but we've seen him crumble a little bit while Tom Brady destroyed the Chargers.
Okay, who won last year? Quarterback won last year, the Super Bowl.
Nick Foles. Well, Nick Foles is
exactly.
Nick Foles is killing it. He's Mr.
All I'm saying
Clutch.
is no one expected Foles to win, including myself. There was 0 people, like literally, like everyone.
Well, I bet it. I didn't actually bet, but I thought that the Eagles would lose every playoff game too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't know who Foles was. We only saw Foles play a couple games. Really?
And that's what I'm saying is going to happen here. We're doubting Goff, we're doubting McVay, we're doubting what he can do, but then on the biggest stage, like, you'll see what will happen.
So
and I think Goff will become a star.
In other words, next year you'd consider you're expecting Goff to be an elite quarterback next year.
Yeah.
Beyond that top 5 discussion, something like that. Yeah.
For sure. He should take that leap for sure. Why wouldn't he if he wins a Super Bowl against Tom Brady and they have the best offense team, that's very fair to say he should be in the league.
That's my only concern is how good is Goff? How good is he going to do in the Super Bowl? And that's it. Something happens, something weird happens.
You're not sure about the running game?
No, that's why it's I think out the box. I'm not afraid of Gurley. I think Gurley's going to bounce back. He's going to be huge, but who cares? They got CJ Anderson from the same hometown as me. He's a baller. Somehow he plays with that weight, and he's a great fit for the Rams.
Do you think they can win without Gurley being effective?
Probably not. But that's how confident I am. Gurley's gonna be back. He's gonna play. Yeah, CJ Anderson's gonna be a true backup this game. It's gonna be the Gurley show. He's gonna be ready. He's gonna be healthy. It's gonna be. I'm not worried about that. Defense is extreme. No way to really predict that. The Rams have the most extreme defense I've seen in a while. They have good personnel, good corners, great interior D-line, and the rest, not so much. The discipline's not really there. Sometimes they make big plays, sometimes they mess up. But overall, they have a good D. And that's going to be scary. Sue and
Donald?
Donald, because you want to get to Brady, and the edge it's easier to get him from the interior than the edge because he is the best pocket presence ever, best pocket movement ever too. But where are you going to move if the interior collapses? You have nowhere to move, and he's not mobile. So you have nowhere. You can't.
James White's going to be having a lot of work, I feel, in this game.
What?
James White.
I thought you said his wife's going to have a lot of work. I'm like.
Maybe after.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna talk about. I saw you. You got some notes about Sony Michel. I think this game's gonna be James White game. So far, I've been dead on. So I've been playing a little DFS. So last week, it's been so long. I think I was more with Sony Michel, and I was right. And then the week before, I was more with James White. I was right. Even last week, I picked some crazy players like Burkhead and Michel. I didn't quite hit that jackpot, but those both did very well. This game, I think they're going to ruin Michel. It's going to be a James White game because there's not a lot of receivers on the Patriots. Dorsett is limited. Hogan's limited as far as their abilities and the production. Edelman's going to get in work. Gronk, you think Gronk's going to get targets or just be in that limited clutch role like he was with the Chiefs?
I think he's like a decoy more so. I think he's gonna be blocking. Like I don't see him catching anything or like
just every now and then, like on the Chiefs.
But like honestly, his career is probably over after this game. Like if we're being honest, he's definitely a shell of himself. So even though he's not effective anymore as a pass catcher necessarily, he's an elite run blocker. So he could be used, to do like screen blocking.
But why? Against the Chiefs, he looked fabulous the 3 times they did throw to him. Yeah, it worked every time. Except
they
once.
Probably weren't guarding him on those plays, like double or whatever.
They didn't. No, they did. They did not double him.
Yeah, exactly. So he's a decoy. He's not gonna do anything. His days are over.
But it's one last game. So you think?
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna game plan for him for sure. They're not going to be like, oh, who's this guy? So.
But if he split out wide, do you double him? Do you got a safety?
No chance. You think that they can't handle him like outside? He's a huge guy. He's not fast anymore. You should be able to cover him with a linebacker. I don't see why you would.
Oh, I think you're underestimating him. Like, obviously, he's not done anything. Obviously, he's not done anything this year. But I saw against the Chiefs, they split him out wide.
These are the worst defense. This is the Rams. Chiefs are horrible at defense. They're one of the worst, like, statistically. The Rams are one of the best. Like, there's no way it's even...
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. Bill Belichick always throws some wrinkles. Sean McVay's going to throw some wrinkles at us too. Some stuff we're not going to be ready for. I don't know. Maybe they use him in the red zone. Maybe on third down.
Red zone, yeah. Okay, maybe in the red zone. Yeah.
Third downs too. I mean, could, like you said, decoy. That could be a good role. Who knows? Yeah. I think you need a good player to guard Gronk. Well, anyway, James White though for sure. There's not a lot of receivers, especially with Josh Gordon.
Edelman's gonna have a big game.
Edelman, of
sure.
course, he's gonna be defended. Nickel Roby or whoever is gonna be guarding him. He'll get a lot of targets though, that's for sure. James White's gonna get a lot of targets. Now, here's the big question: if they win, Josh Gordon's getting in a ring, right?
Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
Absolutely.
That's what I've heard.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? There's like people cleaning the lockers, I guess.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, secretary's getting a ring. Yeah, he's gonna get a player ring.
He's getting the good one too. Yeah, not like the mock one. Like he's getting a real
player ring.
For sure. Yeah. Are you serious? Like, how would you not give him something?
I felt like we had to let the people know he's getting a ring.
They play like if you play like one game, you're eligible for a ring.
Oh, you usually get a ring if you just play one game.
Yeah, you were part of the team. Like you contributed. You made the team. Like making the team is like the hard part, and then whatever happens after that.
Roger's in the building. He says Pats 27, Rams 23. I agree with Roger.
That could happen.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know who's gonna win, guys. If I had to pick one team, I'm picking the Patriots. I'm picking the Patriots by 3. Wow. I think it's gonna be an awesome game. I think it's gonna be close. I think we're gonna see a lot of scoring in the first half, and then it's gonna tighten up, and we'll see what's gonna happen. Like it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be close. If I had to pick one, though, I'm picking the Patriots. 310 Rios is in the building. He says it's been a minute. 310 Rios. We're talking about the Super Bowl, and we talked about Brady Super Bowl. We're going to go into some props. Now, here's what's up with the props. I've been betting okay. Not great, but okay. Been making some money here and there. I've always been losing, though, with these props because I like to go wild. This is like the time I like to splurge and just do stupid stuff and learn from my mistakes. I'm learning from mine as well. So I hope you learn from mine. One of the mistakes I've made last year, I felt, and I'm a guy who's very logical, very calculated. So I don't just say stuff because I feel a certain way. I felt like 2 years ago, I really did bet. Like I bet like Donald Trump would tweet a lot and stuff. Like that was stupid. I did a bunch of stupid bets. Last year, I felt like I made some really good bets, but because of the strategy I used, I still lost like a few bucks. I bet like a few $100s. I bet I don't know exactly off the top of my head. I bet like $300, and I calculated it 3 times, and I lost like 35 bucks or something. But I felt like I killed it, and it was because I just bet way too many props. So here's my advice to you: keep the silly ones to a minimum. Just go one big bet or something like that, or just go one parlay. And just realize that if you do make 7 bets, you're probably going to only win 3, 4, or 5. And the one you lose might be the one where you had to bet a lot to win a little or something like that. There's going to be unexpected stuff that happens. So that's my advice to you. Keep it simple. Like I may not bet on the heads, tails this year, but if you do, guys, you got to go heads. That's the way to go. Maybe not the Gatorade. Maybe not even the national anthem.
Always go overs on the national anthem. That's what I heard.
Well, it's a female singing. This is very sexist here of me. Last year was a male. It went under. He didn't want to show up.
Oh,
sexist talk here. We got a female this year though. Gonna go over, huh?
Gonna go over.
Not necessarily because it's a female, but it is a female, and we are going over, folks. If we had to, if we were forced to do that.
Ooh, I thought it was Travis Scott.
No.
Oh, the national anthem. Yeah. The halftime show is Travis Scott. Sorry,
yeah.
That was, and then do you know who it is? I'm just curious.
Yeah, Gladys Knight, something like that. I don't know.
Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
So,
good enough for me.
Over 100, whatever. I'm telling you
guys. She's definitely going over.
I won before. Beyonce and Lady Gaga, was it? I went over on them, and I won both those. And then I went over on that country singer, stupid male country singer last year. I did like a chart and everything. Yeah, it went under.
Oh,
he wanted to keep it. He did a good. He wanted it to be precise. When Lady Gaga went, it was like I was like, what the heck is she? Even though I was winning the bet, I was like, what is she doing on that last note? It was insane.
If it was Fergie, it would definitely be over for sure.
You think Fergie would do it too? Just show up, just be like, hey.
I mean, look what she did last time for the final. What was it? The All-Star game or whatever, where she was just like everyone.
Would you call that over? Just call that extremely creative, jazzy.
That was over for sure. That's like the recipe for over. The perfect storm.
I guess if you try something different, that's gonna be more towards over.
Yeah.
All right, so here's some props I like. You chime in, Mike, and the four people in the live chat. All right. Ashton says the greatest show on turf.
Wow, thank you. I agree.
We're definitely top 25. I'll tell you that.
No, I think he's talking about the Rams. Like the Rams are gonna.
Oh yeah. No, he is. I thought he's talking about our podcast.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, we are no. He's probably talking about the Rams. He said it like super late, but no, he's talking about the Rams for sure.
He's talking about the Rams for sure.
Or something along more towards those lines. Yeah, more. Yeah,
definitely not us in our podcast.
Game props. Largest lead of the game, 14.5. I'm going under on this. I'm thinking that it's going to be a super close game. I
like that one.
They put it right. You know, anything can happen. But what I really like about this is it's plus 110. Yeah, which seems kind of rare for me. So if you bet 100 on that, you get 110. Kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Just do it, see what happens. Longest touchdown of the game, 49.5 yards.
Oh, under.
I'm going under minus 110. So, Mike, what we're saying is what's over 49? What's over this is what's over 49.5. Realistically, a super rare bomb touchdown. Gurley breaking off a 70-yard run, or Cooks or Woods, going
Cooks
60
or Woods
yards.
Open behind the secondary, like that's probably most likely.
That's super rare. That's one's like 1 in 100 chance, 1% that would happen. Okay. So what's actually a higher chance is a kickoff return or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's more likely.
A pick would probably count too, a pick six, which is pretty rare. Yeah. That's the touchdown still. A 70-yard, 60-yard pick six is super. I mean,
so rare. Yeah. I like it. Good, but the odds aren't as good as the other one. But
under minus 110. Some of these Super Bowl props are just ridiculous, and that's why I lost money last year. Because I really somehow I really crushed it, with the picks. But I lost one bet where it was like a sure thing. But I had to bet like 30. I would only win 30, but I bet like 65, something silly like that. And I lost that one. So that one loss just crushed me. And it was like a sure thing. It was like, oh, this guy's not going to score a touchdown. But we know last year everyone scored a touchdown. It was just an insane game. Each team scored like 6 touchdowns. 5-6 touchdowns last year. So longest touchdown of the game, 49.5 yards. I'm going under. Those odds are normal odds, minus 110. Total pass attempts by Tom Brady, 37.5. I'm going over because, like I said, James White. This is more James White than Michelle. This is going to be a lot of Edelman, a lot of throwing, we're going to see the short pass game like we've never seen before. We're going to see like a West Coast offense just destroying the clock. A lot of 4-yard passes, guys. That's what we're going to see. Mike.
Agreed. I agree.
You would go over 37.5?
Yes, definitely. He's going to be, he's spraying the ball around the whole game.
It's going to be that short pass game, man. West Coast. All day.
James White, that's definitely what's going to happen. Edelman, so. Yeah. He's going to be throwing the ball a lot. Both quarterbacks will throw the ball a lot.
He'll take shots, but just to take shots, though, it won't be like a regular thing. It would be a lot of short passes. Yeah. And I like this one, too. Will both teams make a 33-yard or longer field goal? I'm definitely saying yes. I'm very confident in this, minus 130, because we have 2 super elite field goal kickers. Yeah, Zerline and Gostkowski are both so damn good, and they both can kick that 50-plus like it's nothing. So
That's a great one. That's like the only one I'm like really sure about.
but like I said, don't make that mistake and bet 7 and have that in there because that's minus 130. So it's when you got to bet a
Yeah,
little bit more to win. So you got to
but it's more sure, more certain.
with those two
You
field
know?
goal kickers, man. As long as they're
Yeah,
both healthy, I see them. They're gonna
it's
crush it.
happening.
They are
Yeah.
so dang good, and they both have long range. So those two. Another strategy I like is to pick any player. One not a random one, but any player you want, and they pick them not to score a touchdown. And don't do this 3 times. Again, back to my mistake. Don't go crazy with a bunch of crazy picks. But if you want to pick one player and say won't score a touchdown, James White won't score a touchdown, or something like that, or Edelman won't score a touchdown. That's probably a bad one. But pick one player and say won't score a touchdown. I like that. You can even go with Cooks or Woods, depending on
Ooh,
the
yeah,
depending on the number. It might be good odds, you know.
I'd
So
say Cook.
yeah.
If I were to go with one.
Yeah, and the odds are probably going to be decent on that. Not great, but decent. So that's another strategy. And like I keep saying, don't do too many. Don't go crazy. So you have one prop that you liked.
I have one that I like. It's Sony Michel total rushing yards, 76 and a half unders for minus 125. I just think that, they're not going to feature one back on the Patriots offense enough to get that many yards. I just don't think Sony Michel's going to get the ball that much. And he typically doesn't, get a lot of rushing yards. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. I think they're going to feature James White, like we said earlier, and, a lot of Burkhead as well.
Yeah, so that's a decent one. I like that. Minus 125 is not that sexy. I would like that at 110. But
yeah, me too.
yeah, I mean, even if let's say Sony Michel was the guaranteed workhorse, I would
he might not
the over under would be like 90, and that's still like that's pretty close to 76, and we know he's not the workhorse.
Yeah, and there's 2 other people.
Even Devlin gets a couple yards here and there, the fullback, and they're probably going to use all 3 running backs. I don't see why not. They always do, or recently.
It's James White's game, I promise you. So he's not. Michel might score. I think he might get in the end zone for sure. But just the total rushing yards, I don't see the volume being enough.
Jason's in the building. What's up, man? 310 Rio says Romo or Nance saying Gronk definitely over. Yeah, but I need to know the odds on that. I like that. But I need to know what it is. How many times they got to say Gronk? Romo or Nance saying Gronk. The word Gronk.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but we got to know the amount of times and what the odds are, though. That's what matters.
Probably like 2.5.
Something.
Or like 2. 1.5 probably.
Rios also says first quarter under. Last 5 Pats Super Bowls highest scoring was 3 points. Let me look that up here. Anything you want to add while I look this up?
Oh, add to the prop?
Talk anything. Just talk about anything. Talk about Pacquiao's win.
Oh, Pacquiao? Great win. Broner still sucks.
Broner's garbage. That fight was such garbage. Pacquiao's the man, though.
Pacquiao is and always will be the man.
Yeah.
That's true. What about this, dude? I see a Gronk longest reception is 20.5. That seems like
that's a long reception.
That's a long reception.
For a man. It seems like he has to.
I don't see that happening.
He has to move worlds to make an 11-yard catch. Like a 20.5. What's the odds?
115 minus 115.
That's a great.
That's better odds.
Let me write that down in case I need to go back to my notes for a little bettings. I might make the same mistake again and just go crazy. Yeah. Gronk, 20.5 reception? That's crazy.
No.
Longest reception.
20 longest reception. Yeah. 20 receptions is ridiculous. But conversely, guess how much the line is for just receptions, like total?
4?
What do you think it would be? Wow, you're close. 3.5.
That's about where I'd go over, but I wouldn't touch that though. Don't touch that. You have
longest receptions much better.
Like we know what Belichick's gonna do.
Yeah. Or if you think he's gonna score a TD, you get plus 160 on that. That's not bad.
No, I never do
That could
I
happen.
never do the TD. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I always do no TD. Pick
No
a player
TD,
and go
okay.
no TD and bet a lot on it.
So if you think he's not gonna score TD, it's minus 200.
I'm not betting. No, there's only one Gronk bet. So the first half is 27.5.
Whoa. For just the Pats?
Well, what is Rio saying? First quarter under. Does he just?
First
quarter. I read it wrong.
Yeah, that's different.
Why don't you give us the logistics? Like I'm supposed to know the quarter off the top of my head. I got it here. We got the internet. Why am I complaining? Why am I whining?
Just use the internet, man.
10.5.
For the first quarter?
Yeah.
For Pats?
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of high.
No, 10 and... Wait. Yeah, 10.5 total.
Oh, total?
Yeah.
For both teams? I think it's definitely over 10.
I think why am I touching the quarter? No, I just want to... No, I'm not...
Don't do that.
I'm not betting on this crap.
Quarter's ridiculous.
5 Pats Super Bowls, highest scoring was 3 points.
Ooh, I found the best one. Bro. I honestly did. It's a Gronk bet. So yards on first reception, over under 11.5. Like, that's got to be the best one, right? The yards on the first reception.
I mean, what's the odds? It's
minus 115. You think he's gonna go over at 11?
I'm going under, but I probably wouldn't touch that.
Why?
How about if he breaks a half a tackle and falls forward?
Catch? No chance on his first catch. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but I agree. The longest reception one's much better. Like, much better.
I mean, I think his first catch would be 7 to 9 yards. Would be under that. Yeah. But sure. I'm not touching that.
I thought it was cool. Look good. Okay.
Moving on. That was the Super Bowl. So if you're still on the live chat, you guys still alive, let me know who you're thinking is going to win. We're going to do a little mock draft right now. You guys can help participate. So if you guys want a mock draft for 2019, we're just going to do it live right now. Do the first round.
All right.
So I have, you see the list right here, Mike? Yep. Those are the rankings I got off ESPN, so we know that they're absolute crap. Yep. Which we'll do. Crap. It'll be good.
And we're going into this assuming we're not building a team. Obviously, we're just doing it like what we think the order would be. In a real draft.
Well, yeah, we don't have enough for. I mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But obviously,
we're picking best. We're picking the most valuable player, the best valuable. Yeah.
Right.
So, or in other words, we're thinking we're pretending we're a different entity each time because there's not enough of us.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Okay, so who's going first? We do random.
So are we just doing 10 picks or
we'll go up to 12 or 15, and we'll let some people in the chat pick too. So okay, I'm number 1, you're number 2. I'm gonna random.org it, and number 2, you got the first pick. All right, go ahead. I got the second. Yeah.
You have the second pick. Okay, I'm gonna go. If I have the first pick, I'm gonna go with Saquon.
Saquon Barkley, great selection.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Contrarian.
And then I'm gonna go with Todd Gurley. Now, if you guys in the chat, you guys can make your pick right now. Since there's a delay, actually, you probably have to make the fourth or fifth pick, or just pick,
okay. I'm going.
Pick some names. Pick some names, you guys in the chat, and we'll see if we can make this work. But we don't want to slow this down.
If I had the third pick, I would choose McCaffrey over Elliott.
We're doing full PPR, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do I go Zeke? Very durable. I gotta go Zeke.
Very durable. Okay.
Durable, consistent. He's catching way better.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper really opened up that offense. Number 4, I'm going Zeke. So I think Roger would have picked Zeke over C-Mac, I think, but we'll see.
Yeah, this one's tough because, with the whole Kamara uncertainty with the Pittsburgh situation, but I think I gotta go. I gotta go Kamara here. Just more of a sure thing to me.
I would do that as well. So, guys, this is
Mhm.
this is how it's going. Number 1, Saquon. Number 2, Gurley. Number 3, C-Mac. Number 4, Zeke. Number 5, Kamara. And, oh, man, do I go with James Conner or Melvin Gordon?
Tough. Gets tough right
Let's see.
here.
I got to go James Conner just because I feel like I'm
Yeah.
so certain right there. I'm getting a workhorse.
Yeah.
I know what I'm getting. So I'll go James Conner, number 6.
Okay. And then I would go with Gordon here. There was nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the best running back.
Now with number 8, I have quite the options here. I can go Julio, Mike Thomas, Le'Veon Bell, Tyreek, Joe Mixon, Hopkins, or Adams. I feel like Adams is the most consistent, but Hopkins is just offers that extra that I want. I think he has more upside. I'm going with DeAndre Hopkins, number 8 pick.
I makes it easy for me. Then I'll go Adams. And yeah, I had Adams this year on one of my leagues, and he was definitely very consistent, elite wide receiver one, no brainer. Plug him in.
You know who I got to pick here at number 10. I'm
Of
going
course,
with Joe
I
Mixon.
set that up for you. Yeah,
Joe Mixon, the homie for sure. He's gonna
now,
ball
this
out.
Is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. To me, this is close, but I just think Michael Thomas over this past year has proven he was a little bit better, more consistent than Tyreek Hill. So I'm gonna go Michael Thomas with 11 picks.
Oh, I'm going Tyreek Hill for sure. I think he's got more upside than Michael Thomas, and is just gonna kill. If you graft Tyreek Hill, it was year one, nothing. He was Tavon Austin, like a faster Tavon Austin. He didn't do anything.
Yeah.
As far as a receiver. Year 2, he showed us he's got that deep play threat and can play wide receiver. Year 3, this past year, absolute baller, one of the best receivers in the game. So every year he takes those huge strides. I'm definitely going Tyreek Hill. I would over Mike Thomas too if I had that choice. I think he's going to ball out. I think you're getting both. I think you're going to get a little bit of consistency and all those huge plays. And then you got Mahomes. I mean, what else can we say?
So this is going to be where I probably divert a little bit.
There's so many picks. We got Mahomes, Juju, Thielen, Chubb, DJ, Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, or Julio.
I'm going to go Chubb here. Just based on upside and potential, I think he has more potential than David Johnson. You know, he's in a better offense.
Great pick. Running back, so important.
I'm not touching that. After that, Antonio Brown, we don't know if he's going to be on the Niners. We don't know where he's going to be. And then Julio isn't really a touchdown threat anymore. So the person that with the most upside, and I like to take risks, in the second round if I think I got the guy I wanted in the first round. So I go Nick Chubb.
You know what's funny? Like 20 minutes ago, and Ron just said it right now. I don't think your mic's on.
My mic?
Yeah, I think you're talking with your computer microphone this whole time.
I told you. I was like, is it? Oh, no. So now is it on?
Nah, the input. You got to put the input to be on the mic.
No, it's because I had it on mute.
No, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter if it's on mute. I don't think.
What? For the whole time?
Yeah.
None of this got recorded?
No, it's recording. It's just, he said you sound like you're from space. He sounds like you're talking from outer space.
You said input was supposed to be what? The mic?
Inputs needs to be, the blue mic. Oh, there we go! Oh! He came to Earth, bro. You sound so dope now.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, how's he sound now, Ron? How about them apples? Dude, I forgot. I've been out of the podcast game for weeks now.
Lord, great.
No, it's my fault, no doubt. But you asked me a question and then it was the wrong question. I answered, yeah, it's I can hear it, so it's working. But I didn't think oh my God, the mic wasn't on. Hey,
here we go. So now I put the button on red. So is that record? Like,
All I know is you
not
sound
muted
the
it.
mic's on and you sound way better now.
All right, everyone. Sorry about that.
I guess
Another sound, another sound error.
and it's like
All right, well, let's keep going.
there's like a little bit of feedback, but let's just keep going. It's better. They at least understood you.
Yeah,
We are not the number one podcast. I just got word. Just got word that we are not number one, and we never were. So we weren't even in contention. I think we're still top 25, probably at least top 50. At least top 50 podcast. All right, guys, quick recap. We're doing 2019 fantasy football mock draft. A little too early. We're just going to keep going a couple more rounds. Number 1, Saquon. Number 2, Todd Gurley. Number 3, C-Mac. Number 4, Zeke. Number 5, Kamara. 6, James Conner. 7, Melvin Gordon. 8, Hopkins. 9, Devontae Adams. 10, Mixon. 11, Mike Thomas. 12, Tyreek Hill. And 13, Nick Chubb. Great pick right there. Had to go a little bit down those ESPN rankings, but I love that pick. Consistency, upside, workhorse. You got, and everything. Youth. You got the whole package there. And who knows, might even be an even better receiver. He was already a surprisingly decent receiver. Enough stalling for me. With pick number 14, God, do I go Julio Jones? He's old now. Do I go? Why is Odell Beckham ranked so low? Because they don't know the quarterback situation, huh?
I would not even be interested in that situation at all.
I'm
going with sure things that I know are going to be good.
Le'Veon Bell. That's going to be tough for that man to get a contract. Oh God, Aaron Jones.
This is like literally where it gets sketch. Like,
oh. Patrick Mahomes.
Wow, it's so early.
Pick 14, right?
Yeah.
Number 14, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, you want to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 15. I'm gonna go with Juju. Go Juju.
That's a great pick.
Yeah. I'm going with youth and upside.
Don't worry, I got another shocker here. Travis Kelce, pick 16.
Oh, that's a shock.
Best tight end in the game. 20.
We should go just pick 20. Yeah, pick 20.
We've already crossed the threshold. Let's just stop at 20.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going Kelce.
Yeah.
Final answer?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I think now I'm going to go with Julio now. Like, I think if he has a bounce back season, then you get,
That's a great value pick. You got him super late.
For sure. Now is the time to pull the trigger on Julio.
I'm thinking Aaron Jones, Adam Thielen. I think I'll go with let's just go David Johnson. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Good. I don't want to.
I'm not gonna think. I'm just. We got to see what's gonna if the team didn't do anything in the draft for somehow, then I can't touch him. But let's say they do some things. Get Kyle Murray. Get some offensive linemen.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Then I'm gonna go with Antonio Brown. I don't want Le'Veon at all.
Yeah. Don't think too much of it. Who knows what's gonna happen to Antonio Brown, but.
Yeah,
we're doing this mock draft at this time, and I'll just go Aaron Jones to round it off.
So Le'Veon falls out of the top 20. Dang, he fell.
Well, we've talked about this on one of the recent lives that I did on the main channel, and a lot of people didn't know that. I was like, look, those teams don't have money. I was like, the Eagles don't have a lot of money. That's why Kareem Hunt's in the discussion. Maybe they'll get him super cheap. There's one team with money, one team that Le'Veon Bell wants to go to, and that's the Colts. I think the Colts would be stupid to get Le'Veon Bell if they give him anywhere near what he's asking, because running backs are not worth that much.
No,
they're just not. It's not a good place to allocate your money. If Le'Veon Bell, gets his payday, I'm not gonna emotional. I'm not gonna be mad at it. Whatever. One team's willing to pay that. Let them pay that. Now, the one team that's willing to pay that and not pay somebody else, I think is a stupid move because you can just get a running back. Look at Nick Chubb. Great example. I was like, what the heck, bro? You know me. I was a huge Baker Mayfield fan. I thought he was going number 1. Thought he was the best quarterback. I loved it, and I thought it was a smart pick. But I went on the record saying I would not pass up Saquon. I couldn't. What they did is they got their franchise quarterback. Then way later in the draft, they got Nick Chubb. That was the smart move. They proved that they were smarter than me. They did it.
Yep.
And a lot of other teams did similar things too. They found great running backs later on. Alvin Kamara, so on and so forth. Like, we see it all the time. Arian Foster, I don't even know where he was drafted. 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. I don't know. Phillip Lindsay, undrafted.
Phillip Lindsay is an amazing story. Like, that's crazy. Pro Bowler at 5'7", undrafted. That's unheard of.
And he's good. He's really good. And he's good.
Yeah.
So there's just so many. Ron thinks Le'Veon Bell would be a Jet. That's not terrible. I still think if you're the Jets, why would you put your money in a running back?
Because theirs are horrible, though.
Just
if you think about it.
Just to get, I mean, but they're not gonna win with. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's not terrible, but still, like, wouldn't you do something else with that? I don't know. Allocate your money some other place, but God, they couldn't draft a running back. Why is their running back situation so garbage? It's so whack.
They don't know what to do. They don't know what to look for, you know? So this would be the best bet for a team like that.
When's the last time they had a really good running back?
They had
Curtis Martin. That's a long time ago. We were both at college.
Matt Forte? I don't know.
Oh, no. Oh, what do you want? LaDainian Tomlinson? Same. When the men are both over 30, like, come on.
There's gotta be someone. Thomas Jones?
Oh, he did have one good year with Brett Favre.
That's what I said.
So yeah, they haven't really had one in a while. Like,
yeah, this would be it if they were gonna go down that road.
And that's quite the splash.
That's quite the splash. But he's like a person like who has the persona for New York. You know what I mean? Like, to be in that market. Like,
he's gonna follow up with another rap album. You mean?
I mean, that would be a great place to debut.
They could have 50 Cent on there, 2 weirdos.
He could have Tekashi. He could have Cardi. The list goes on.
Would Tekashi have to call from the payphone?
Yeah, but that makes it better.
Yeah, it makes it weird. Dude, I'm listening to that. There's got to be a music video too, if Roger Goodell allows it.
It's gonna be animated since he's in jail.
Dude, Tekashi Le'Veon Bell, that would be a crazy mixtape.
Crazy. Like, we're buying that. We're all buying that.
Yeah. Sure. Music video would be insane. Keys is in the building. Arian Foster was undrafted, says Ron.
Undrafted. Wow.
Yeah. See, so you can definitely find it. And look, there's examples for everything. I get it. But the examples for running backs that you can get late is overwhelming. Like, it's
overwhelming.
It's not easy. Yeah. Like, drafting a quarterback in the late rounds, much, much, much harder. That's near impossible. Finding a Tom Brady or even a Kirk Cousins who's like good or
Kareem
above
Hunt.
average.
Where was Kareem Hunt drafted?
Third. You remember that? Remember when I was telling everyone he's gonna be dope? You're like, let's see. And
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, 3rd round.
Joe Mixon, you got him in the 2nd round. He should have been a 1st rounder, but things happen.
He had some troubles.
Got some troubles, but you can get him in the 2nd. The worst. So okay, look at this. The highest draft pick on this running back is Fournette, and look what happened to him. No one would ever want him, like, touch that situation. Like, it's just so...
Zeke was drafted.
He was the 4th overall pick.
What are you talking about? Zeke, Saquon, Todd Gurley?
No, I mean, like, in the lower half, like the 2nd round. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about fantasy?
Yeah, fantasy. I'm talking about fantasy.
Yeah, the guy out of the guys left.
Yeah, like, he was a top pick. Like, people thought he would, be a superstar. And now I would not want to draft him on my team if I had the choice. Like, let someone else deal with that.
Drafting is a little different than money. I just don't think it's worth your cap space.
But it's
to
the
put
same
in.
thing, same like psychology. You know, you're spending a lot of fantasy capital, or you're spending a lot of money, like
I'd
team
say it's
money.
on a I'd say it's on a per player basis because if you do get a running back in as a 4th overall pick, you're only paying him 20 million. It's not that
Only?
bad. Well, Le'Veon wants like how much does he want? 100 million? Something crazy. He wants insane. He wants wide receiver money. He
But he's
wants.
proven though. He's good. Like we know he's good. Like we don't know
Yeah,
if Fournette's good yet. Like it's different.
Fournette's alright. No, Jason. LT doesn't count. Forte doesn't count. Being a good judge because that's at the end of their career. They
That's
don't.
true.
They
That
don't
is
count.
Curtis Martin is the only one that counts. Under
Roger brought up one of the topics that I secretly was dying to talk about. I totally forgot.
Ooh, do tell.
Because I was a guy who kind of made moves on this, and it was very successful, whether in DFS or in season long. Roger says Damian Williams, top 10 RB next year. That's a guy we left off the list that I would have drafted. He wasn't. Yeah, Damian Williams has been the most productive fantasy player since he started getting the ball, which was, I don't know, week 14, whatever it was. Remember, I was like, dude, I have $4 left in FAAB in free agency budget, and I spent all 4 getting Damian Williams just in case Spencer Ware didn't play. He'll probably play, but he's questionable. He's 50-50. I'm still going to get Damian Williams. So I spent my entire budget, as the as the people in my league would say, blow your wad. Blow your load on the rest of your load on and so I did it.
Worth it.
I splurged, and I got Damian Williams, started him, and he absolutely crushed every game. This man crushed it.
He was better than Hunt in my eyes when I watched him like on tape. I was like, he's better.
It's you can say in one way when you judge him, oh, Hunt this, Hunt that, but as far as production and just how good he was, because it doesn't matter how good you were in Miami, it doesn't matter how good you were in the combine, it doesn't matter what this or that is, your measurements. What matters is how good you are in the real life situation you're in.
Now.
With Mahomes, with Reed, with what's going on with this O-line, he absolutely killed it. I mean, dare say he's the best running back during that span.
When I saw on tape, he was like, I watched it very closely, obviously, since I picked him up off waivers for the playoffs. I was like, whoa, like, who is this guy? And then I couldn't tell the difference between him and Hunt. Like,
he's better. He was better than Hunt. Way more shifty. And he takes these little dump offs, little screen passes. He takes them for 10 yards, 20 yards, sometimes longer. I didn't see anything. Ron says Damian Williams will be overvalued. I don't think so. I think people will be scared of him.
For sure.
Yeah, I think he's good, man. Any running back that will be utilized on an offense like that is money. So only thing you got to worry about is the committee. So is he going to be the workhorse? And I got to look at his contract, but dude, as soon as the guy balled out,
even if he's not the workhorse in that offense, even if he's not the workhorse, he'll get enough touches to be better than most running backs, like to have more, opportunity than most running backs.
He's a better fit than Hunt. So let's say I had a clone of Hunt and Damian Williams, and I was the coach, I'd put in Damian Williams. It's just no doubt about it. Hunt was the name. He was the starter. Damian Williams is going to be a baller. I don't think there's going to be much of a workhorse. I don't think there's going to be much of a committee, and I think you're going to be able to find great value. Get Damian Williams in round 2. I'd kill for that. But right now, it's not even February, so we'll wait and see. I just know that he's dope, man. Mahomes is there. Reed is there. It's the same team. It's going to be awesome. I got the Patriots winning by a field goal. Mike, you got the Rams winning by a field goal? The big game? 4 points?
I think it's going to be more than a field goal.
4 points? Something like that?
More. Yeah, I think it will be at least a touchdown.
Okay, so Mike has the Rams winning the big game by 7. I got the Patriots winning by 3. Wish you guys all good luck. Be safe. Have fun. It's a big game. And we signing off. Make sure you
celebrate responsibly.
Exactly. Make sure you guys subscribe to both YouTube channels, Fantasy Couch and Fantasy Couch Podcast. You can also check out the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. What's the other one? Spotify. Everywhere.
Spotify.
I'm Hussein the Brain for Mike Mattal. Signing off.